change of pace.
Welcome to the Change of Pace podcast. This is Rohan and I'm joined by Sai today. Um, we have a very interesting episode for you. We're going to do a series just previewing each of the divisions, and today we're going to take you through the Atlantic Division. But before we get started, I want to give it to Sai, who's been very closely covering the Kawhi scandal and is here to give us some updates because I am completely out of the loop on this. So please, Sai, take it away.
Yeah, when you say covering, it makes it seem like I am reporting on this
You are
scandal.
Pablo Torre.
Yes, exactly. Well, in fact, I have just been watching his podcast, very well done stuff, and listening to other people's reactions on it. Like Zach Lowe has been spitting out content, analyzing this, talking to lawyers. There's been a lot of other people just like taking their stances on the Kawhi Leonard situation.
Dude, I have a question
Yeah,
before you get started. So, like, don't you think it's surprising that Shams didn't report anything about this?
I think Shams is not good at speculation. Um,
Okay. You think it's too risky from his point of view to even like get into this?
I think that, and then I think he needs sources like on his end. He doesn't do any investigational reporting of his own. It's more like someone told me this. I've
Mhm.
double checked it. I can report it.
Oh,
Well,
true.
Pablo is like actually doing the work to dig into whatever data there needs to be. Like, I think the most Shams will do is like Adam Silver will text Shams like, "Hey, can you post this?" He'll probably just post that. Like that's at most. Maybe like an owner would be saying he'll think like, "Oh, I think Kawhi's guilty." Maybe Shams will say something about that. But I really think he wouldn't say anything definitive. Like maybe he might be the first one to break out the story once the lawyers decide their verdict and stuff like that with
Yeah.
the analysis of the case. But I think Sham specifically probably not too involved in
I was just
what's going
thinking
on
this
there.
because like what if he is being paid off by these owners or not paid off? Okay, no,
Yeah.
maybe I'm going too crazy, but like I feel like it's in his best interest not to make like executives look bad,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's
right?
fair. It
Like
is.
he's
Like he has
practically
to have
employed by
good
the entity.
connections with
Yeah,
everyone on every
yeah.
team as the main source guy. So it is bad to like do these things without legitimate standing. And the Clippers have denied it. Bombers team has denied it. So it's like he doesn't have anyone to really corroborate on his story. So
Yeah.
that's probably but I mean, hey, there is maybe some politics in there too, you know?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's get started. Please go ahead, Si.
Yeah, so we already know Kawhi had the shady $48 million deal with Aspiration, $28 million in cash, $20 million in stock, and essentially didn't have to do anything for this deal. And I hear a lot of conflicting stuff about like, is this common in contracts where stars say that they don't have to do much, like if it's not, with their values. And I've heard like Pablo Torres side, like he's saying that that's very uncommon. I see some people online saying that's common, like a vegetarian athlete won't promote a meat product or something like that, like where their values do take into consideration. But anyways, yeah, we've seen Aspiration having this connection with the Clippers. Bomber himself invested $50 million through an LLC, and Kawhi was getting payments from Aspiration. So we know this deal transaction exists. We know that Bomber has been investing into Aspiration. We know the Clippers have a connection with Aspiration because Aspiration was supposed to be their partner before they went bankrupt and their CEO was arrested for wire fraud and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then another breaking news we found out from Pablo Torre, like he's been, of course, our main source for all the stuff going on here. He figured out that there was this $2 million invested by Dennis Wong, saying like basically Dennis Wong, who's the VP of the Clippers, best friends with Steve Ballmer, creator of the Intuit Dome, like he's heavily involved in the Clippers as much as
Yeah.
Ballmer is almost. And he invested $2 million after a late payment to Kawhi Leonard for $1.75 million. So again, common sense is Dennis Wong pays that transaction, so that 1.75 million is directly paid to Kawhi. But
Yeah.
still, Aspiration running real low on money, spending every dime that comes in. They're not even paying Kawhi. And it seems like the Clippers are just paying more and more money because according to this latest report, even when like all of the people in Aspiration, all the investors know that this is starting to become a scam, like they're not getting any returns, the Clippers keep investing more and more and purchasing more carbon credits from the company to a total of $181 million, including all the
Jesus.
transactions mentioned before,
Yeah,
which is an insane amount of money.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and obviously, like I think not all of this is cap circumvention. Like I think Bomber definitely invested in this company straight up, like just thought this was a good move for the Clippers,
Yeah.
creating this connection. But I have to think like at a certain point when Bomber was so deep into this and the aspiration owner or CEO found leverage, like, hey, Bomber, I can get you this way to pay Kawhi under the money, under the table. Um, then he can use that leverage to just keep getting money out of Bomber. So Kawhi is just never paid. And then maybe keep his company afloat that way. Like I feel like that's the route that this is going or that's looking.
Yeah.
And Bomber was almost extorted by aspiration to make these payments to Kawhi. So that's, I mean, this $181 million is an insane amount. Like, I'm sure not all of it is directly towards paying Kawhi, but like so much of it has to be like none of this is carbon credits. Like, we know that this company is pretty fraudulent and didn't really do anything with the money
Yeah.
they got. So, like, this feels pretty much like it was straight up like extortion, some fraud, and definitely cap circumvention. Just evidence keeps coming up where it seems that way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have much to add. I feel like it's at this point we're just getting more and more evidence that they're guilty in this. I think just the number is up, like the amount of money they spent in this is absurd. All to
Mhm.
what keep Kawhi happy. I don't know, like
Exactly. Keep
kind of
Uncle
crazy.
Dennis happy. He seems like a really
Dude,
important character in the story too.
so insane. Like rich people just get richer, bro.
I
But
know.
yeah. Anything else you want to talk about for this situation? We can move on.
I think we can move on until I feel like I've been hearing that they're probably not going to announce anything until the All-Star game or after the All-Star
Oh,
game because it
awesome.
is in LA. So the
Yeah.
Clippers can keep their own All-Star game.
That's so
Um, but I
yeah.
feel like honestly an adequate kind of punishment if they do find them
Would
guilty.
be removing that, yeah.
Yeah, give it to the Lakers or something. Instead, make it a crypto arena. Like just give them punish them that way. The thing is, we don't know how steep this punishment could be.
Yeah.
It could be really bad. It could be kind of mediocre because Adam Silver is kind of like a softie. Doesn't really do all that much when it comes to punishing teams.
Yeah.
So
I
we'll
mean,
have to see. This is,
it's not like they have much to give up anyway, right? So
yeah. I mean, they have a couple first round picks, but
maybe.
that's still,
I
it's
don't know.
not like
Yeah.
the five, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they would be expected to give up. So yeah. Okay, let's move on to another bit of like unfortunate news for this season. It was announced Fred VanVleet tore his ACL,
Mhm.
um, and this is I don't know. This is devastating news given that the Rockets are probably in that you could arguably say in that top tier of Western Conference teams, along with the Nuggets and the Thunder, poised to make a deep playoff run with the addition of Kevin Durant, and then just getting a couple great role players to join their already second seeded team from last season. Yeah, I think they really don't have a starting point guard now. I think the initial plan was to play Ahmed at like the two, even though he's really like we don't even know what he is. He kind of can play any position. So I think they were gonna start like Fred, Ahmed, and then KD, Jabari maybe, and Şengün, something along those lines.
Yeah.
But now it begs the question, what is this new starting lineup for the Rockets? And I guess what do you think is the impact? Because we'll go into this more in detail when we do our Southwest preview, but just quickly, like what do you foresee happening now? They can't get a point guard till December. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, they are right under the first apron. They don't like they get the hardship money from Van Vliet's contract, being not applicable for this
yeah,
season, but they can't use it because they're right under the first apron. They can't trade any of their contracts like that aren't their main core guys until December, like you said. So they're really stuck. Again, this is a team that's very big, very imposing, very defensively oriented, but they lack ball handling. Like even KD himself, not an exceptional ball handler when crowded. Amen's probably their only guy you can really trust with the ball is in hands. Şengün
yeah,
also has some ball handling capabilities, but none of them are real point guards. And at the end of the day, you need a guy to settle your offense in these half court possessions, which the Rockets have. Like they create half court possessions, right? They're a pretty fast team in transition, but when playoffs come around, they're going to need to be in half court situations. And you can't just keep expecting offensive rebounds to be the only way you guys are able to put up shots.
yeah,
Um, Again, like you said, they were in that echelon of the top echelon, and I felt like this definitely dropped them. I think they're still in that second tier. I think they're similar to the Wolves, similar boat to them, where they don't really have that point guard. You're expecting a leap from Ant on that team, but here, that change from KD from Jalen Green's probably going to get them that offensive boost they need. But I think at the end of the day, they don't have that point guard. They're going to have to rely a lot more on like Reed Shepherd or Aaron Holiday, who are just not playoff level guys.
yeah.
So
KD needs a point guard. That's the thing.
yeah,
Like, someone needed to be the second. or even primary ball handler on that team, and now you've lost him because I'm not sure that Amen is that guy. Because I feel like a true point guard next to KD needs to have the ability to shoot, like create for himself consistently as
Mhm.
well as his team, and Amen hasn't shown that on a consistent
And it's not
basis.
like Fred is like an exceptional ball handler, but
No, he's not.
he
Yeah,
what he can do is he doesn't turn the ball over. He only averaged like less than two turnovers a game, which is pretty impressive for a guy who had the ball in his hands for most of the possessions for that team. And he was pretty good in the playoffs, like games 3 through 7 for the
he was
Warriors.
on
He
some
was
fucking crazy shit
yeah,
after game
like
two. Yeah,
they need the offensive creation. Like they don't have the perimeter ball handling that need like who's gonna really drive and penetrate the defense. Again, Van Vliet wasn't like a crazy he wasn't crazy at doing that. Amen's probably better, but he's not a guy you can completely trust to settle the offense, create plays, just be the veteran on the team to, really establish an offense.
yeah.
So that it is worrisome. I think they're definitely like I think now it's OKC, Nuggets on that first tier, and then you got
Definitely.
the Rockets, Timberwolves, Clippers, kind of all in that second tier.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like the floor shrinks so much without Fred VanVleet there. Like, who is their best perimeter shooter?
I
Like,
mean, not KD,
KD. I know. I'm saying like outside of KD, like as a guard,
right? Reed Shepard, like
like Reed
it's
Shepard
really
barely
him.
plays. Aaron Holiday is like fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of concerning. And even in
Even
that
Dylan
starting
Brooks would
lineup,
have been something, but again, he was
yeah,
traded for KD.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it's a pretty big loss. I think also just I mean, he's still gonna be there, like as a locker room presence, but having him as like he's probably the leader of that team, I feel like,
I
before
feel like,
KD got
yeah,
there, right? Like
definitely.
even with KD there, like he is the heart of that team, it feels like. So it is disappointing that he's gone. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But he's gonna be out the season, so I think that's a huge, especially KD's like gonna be like 37 this year or 38.
Yeah.
So it's a big L for the Rockets. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the meat of the episode. So, Sai and I have each prepared just our overview, like our previews of the Atlantic Division. So that, of course, means that Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks, Philadelphia 76ers, the Toronto Raptors, and the Boston Celtics. Sai, which do you want to start with?
I'm down to start with the Raptors. I feel like that's the
Right.
team, in my opinion, that could be the worst to the best. Like they have the widest range of outcomes. Um,
Loki, yeah. Yeah.
Actually, no, Philly probably does in my
Oh, yeah. Oh,
but the
yeah.
Raptors, I think I think they're most interesting, at least like roster wise. You haven't seen any of their core guys really together. Let's start with this. Over
Sure.
under last year, or sorry, their last year's record was 30 and 52, and their over under for this year is 39 and a half wins.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think of their offseason and their season last year as a whole?
I mean, their season last year was odd
Yeah.
because I mean, they started off the year like I think before January 1st, they were 7-26. And
Hmm.
then quickly and Barnes had missed a ton of time. And I think like as the season progressed and their guys got healthy, they started winning again, which was kind of concerning, I think, to the Raptors. I was listening to a podcast about it, and the guy was saying that the Raptors basically started benching their guys on alternate nights. So like for example, like Barnes and Quickly might play one night and then the rest Pirtle and then vice versa the next night. Like they needed to lose games. It
Yep.
was also very kind of out of left field. They traded for Ingram at the
Yep.
trade deadline, and he never played
Right.
a game for him because of his ankle injury.
Hmm.
But one thing to note, they were second in defensive rating after the All-Star break, which is when they were
Yep.
fully healthy. And then they did see like some surprising and 21 and 20, 22 and 21 in their last 43 games. So 500 record basically for
Right.
the second half of the season. Again, pretty healthy without Ingram. And then a few key standout guys like outside of the main core. Jamal Sheed in his rookie year, I thought he had some nice flashes. He showed something as like a nice pesky defender, and he could shoot the three occasionally. Ochai Agbaji had like a career year. Like if you look at his like B-ball reference page, it's insane the jump he took.
Yep.
That he
Definitely.
averaged like 11, shot 40% from three, 50 from the field, so that was huge. And then Grady Dick, I mean, he had an okay sophomore year. He improved as a scorer, but his efficiency dropped a bit. But again, I think this is because like him and RJ Barrett were like two of the primary offensive options on that team for like a large chunk of the year. So I thought it was a weird year last year, but I think before. I did this analysis, like you and I would be like, this is the most mediocre team I've ever seen in my life, even with the Ingram edition. I'm
Yep.
kind of talking myself into thinking they could be like better than a 41 win team.
Okay.
Um, as I look at it. But yeah, why don't you take us through the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, again, like you said, first major addition was at the trade deadline. Got Brandon Ingram. He played 0 games for them, and they didn't really do much at the in the offseason. They drafted Colin Murray Boyles, which really fits the identity of the
Yeah.
roster, like 6'9" wing. Um, they lost Boucher, who was their like basically last vet on that roster, and they gained
Yeah.
Sandro Mamu
Almost
Kelishvili.
keys really. Yeah,
Yeah. The guy from the Spurs, 6'10", like can shoot. Had some, he kind of like explodes in some games, doesn't do great in others. Like he's
yeah.
a very up and down player. And they lost Masai Ujiri, which was probably like the biggest change in the offseason. But other than that, like they extended Brandon Ingram, even though he hadn't played a minute for them for 3 years, 120 million. So really the roster hasn't changed much. The truth is we didn't really see the roster together to begin with. So I do have a game for you. Like you said, second best defensive rating post All-Star game. Do you know who are the top five players who's played the most minutes for the Raps post All-Star?
RJ Barrett has to be there, I'm assuming.
He's not
He's
top
not.
five. He's
Well,
not.
Jakob Poeltl's there.
He's not there.
What? Okay.
Mhm.
This is not going well. Grady Dick.
No Grady Dick.
Wow. Maybe I should go with the obvious. Scotty Barnes, is he
Scotty
there?
Barnes is number one,
Okay.
682
I don't
minutes.
know why I thought he was injured even post All-Star break temporarily. Okay.
He played
Um,
65 games, so he played more games than I
oh
thought. He
yeah.
just wasn't that good.
Yeah. No, he had a bad, yeah. He had I
Yeah.
mean, outside of like playmaking, I feel like and defense, it was a
Hmm.
pretty bad year. Okay, then did Quickly play at all?
Nope.
No, right? Well, is Jamal Sheed is there?
He's number two,
Nice.
623 minutes.
Hey, look at my boy. Okay. Ochai must be there
No,
then.
Chad.
What? Okay, who
This
is
is what I'm
okay,
saying. This is what I'm saying. So when you're
let,
saying he's the second best defensive rating post All-Star, who's playing for them? Like they had guys who were basically like random second round picks, undrafted rookies, really
yeah,
stepping up and being defensive pests for them. And that's
yeah.
kind of why they managed to like even get to the 500. But I don't know if that means anything for them. I'll let you finish if you have any more guesses, but these are really
Jesus,
tough guys.
I feel like I've exhausted most of the team. I mean, like at least the current team that they have, right?
Right.
Like who is even left? I mean, I've gone through their starting five.
You
No one is
have.
their bench. I mean, they have Sheed, Dick. Dick is not there. Baji's not there. Garrett Temple's not there. Is he? No
No.
shot.
One guy's a center.
Oh, wait, is Chris Boucher there?
No Chris Boucher.
Wow. No, he's really
I
is
mean,
not.
no, they just got him in the free
Yeah, they
agency, so
added
he's
him in
not.
the thing. No, I don't know. Who else is there's three guys left.
Orlando Robinson played
Okay. Yeah.
570 minutes. Jamison Battle, an undrafted rookie. If you see a picture of him, I'm sure you can't recognize who he is.
Hmm.
550 minutes. Jonathan Mugbo, their second round pick, 31st pick, I believe, 545 minutes. So these are the
Wow.
guys who are playing the most minutes, right? It's Scotty
Oh,
Barnes
Garrett
and
Temple, yeah.
then
22
four
and
second
23.
round picks. And so like
That's
I'm
wild.
not convinced about their defense.
Yeah.
Like I like again, I'm not saying they're a bad defense. They have the length, they have the personnel who will keep it
Yeah.
interesting, especially with Scotty at the helm, Jakob Poeltl. But their bench, I think, is going to be a very good defensive unit.
Yeah.
But with BI starting, with RJ starting, with Quickly starting, I'm not convinced this is going to be like an elite defense by any means. And I'm
Yeah, I
not
think
convinced
their
this isn't
interior
going to be an
defense could be good. I
and
mean,
then I'm
with
not
Barnes and
convinced this
Furman,
is going to
yeah.
be a elite offense either with this roster. I just
Yeah.
don't think this is that. I like you said, you were talking yourself into them. I am still on the like this is my headline for them. I said that they are mediocrity personified, but in the East that could mean like 45 wins. I don't have them there. I
Yeah.
think that they will be a 40 and 42 team. That's exactly what I predicted, and
40
they're
and 4,
over
oh, it's below 500.
below 500.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I think their floor could be as low as 30 and 52, just because we saw their floor last year and they were
Injuries.
at 30, 52. But I think their ceiling could be higher to like 46. Like I think they could be a 46 win team.
Okay. Well, I had them right at 42 to 46 wins is my range of
Okay.
wins. So I guess I'm a little higher on them than you.
It does seem like you are. Like you
Yeah.
would go over under. Like you would definitely go over the
I would
over.
go over 39 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. 39 seems low. Does it not seem low to you? Is it
It's
like
just
because You're saying 40, or you said 30 is their floor though, but and you said 46 is their ceiling in your opinion. Okay. No, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I feel like if these guys are all healthy and then having Ingram shot 37% from three last year and increases attempts. So I feel like they have a solid floor. Like, I don't think their offense will be that bad. I mean, think of they have Quickly, they have Barrett, they have Ingram, they have Barnes. Three of those
These
guys, or
are
even,
but
hmm?
these are all names, but I don't know if they mesh together. I don't know if there's a
Yeah.
system there.
The Ingram and Barnes fit is odd. I think all of them are ball dominant players. That's a problem. Like
That's
all four of those
exactly it.
top
Like
five
all of
guys
them
are
are like
super ball
awkward
dominant.
ball handlers who kind of want to make their own shot.
They're all like
And
solid playmakers for their positions, but none of them are elite playmakers.
yeah,
Then you have Pirtle, who's just the GOAT.
and it's not
Uh,
like playing for any of them really playmaking is their initial choice.
it's not,
It's kind
no.
of like so I really feel like for this team to kind of excel, they're gonna have to figure out their identity. I think like Ingram, they're gonna have to be like this guy's the first option. I think Scotty's gonna be like I'm not really a second option, maybe a third option in this team offensively.
Yeah,
Um, and I think like if they can do that, that's where they can reach their ceiling at 46. But I think otherwise, I think they have a lot of interesting guys off their bench, like Jamal Sheed, like you said,
yeah. I like
Jamison
their
Battle, Mogbo. They have interesting players. I mean, Mamu Kalishvili, interesting guy.
yeah,
Like there are a lot of, and then Colin Boyles too. Like there's a
yeah,
lot of talent and defensive talent there. But I
yeah,
don't think this is like an exceptional roster. Again, the East is pretty weak, so again, that could be 45 wins.
yeah.
I
So
think
yeah.
overall, I'm just gonna stick with my guns and like how talented I think this team is. I think 40 and 42 seems right about where I am with them.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of things I think we can talk about. The Quickly contract is crazy. It's 30 for 4 more years, he's being paid 35 mil a year.
Yep.
So
I
I was
saw
thinking, yeah,
their top five, their starting lineup, Scotty, BI, IQ, RJ, and Pirtle make
yeah.
up 101.1% of their cap. Just for the next like 3 years, basically.
Well, yeah, when
They're
you look at the
all
names on their bench, it makes sense.
well, yeah, it does. But they have to sign Grady Dick to an extension when he
Yeah.
comes up. Ochai Baji, I think, is a free agent after this season. There are guys they need to re-sign that they're probably going to have to let go. Like they're already into the first apron, this team. And this is a very mediocre roster, in my opinion, with not a lot of methods for upward mobility. So I think the only way this team could like legitimately be good is a lot of consistency and like growth as a team together. Like they need to stick around for a couple seasons, and then
Yeah.
maybe in their like third year together, I can see them being like, we figured it out. But right now, I'm just not convinced this is a good team.
I'm thinking Quickly guys to get traded. I mean, I was thinking if they show signs of being a pretty decent team, they quickly could be on the trade block for like a solid veteran point guard or something. Like I feel like they need an actual point guard on this team. That would make a
Yeah,
lot more sense.
definitely.
They don't need like a scoring guard. They just need a solid point guard. Like I don't even know who would be a good fit or something. Um, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I feel like that's what they need at this
Yeah.
point.
If
Um,
Hallie was on this team would be fun.
yeah, of course,
But this is what we're dealing with. It's not that. It's not that
unfortunately.
at all.
Yeah, or like prime Chris Paul, you could ask for yeah,
Yeah. Oh
whatever.
God. Yeah.
Um, yeah, anything else? I mean, I still think this team could be. I think the bench it would be good defensively. It would be like
Yeah.
decent. Like they have decent bench pieces for their
Mhm.
defense in Akbaji, in Sheed, and in their rookie Colin Murray Boyles. And then yeah, in their starting lineup, RJ's average defender, and then Ingram is. I feel like Ingram when he's engaged is not bad.
Yeah.
Quickly is fucking terrible, and then you have Barnes and Pirtle are both elite defenders. So I think I think they have potential. I think you're kind of underselling them by going under 500 in the East. That's a big thing I'm taking into account. Like for
Right.
example, I think it's more likely this team cracks 42 wins than the Celtics.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Um,
I do want to say like I do have like an X factor also written down for
yeah.
each team, and I did have quickly like that contract's huge, $35 million a year. If he can't take a leap, like I don't see this offense really succeeding.
He's not a
Because
starting caliber player, dude. He's a bench. He's like the
I really, you know
position.
what the thing is, a couple years ago I thought he was like
I
when he
know. I
was
remember
right
you
in
being
six
high on
minutes.
him.
I was really high because I thought he could be like a Maxi-esque type player, and he just hasn't shown it. Like the aggressiveness and really like the assertiveness is like a scorer. Like I thought he would be much more of a scorer than he is, and he just hasn't been as efficient. Like I thought his floater game was really good, as he
He
had
was
like a really good
insane on the
3-point
Knicks, dude.
shot.
Yeah.
Like there's just it hasn't really translated to the level I thought it would as a more primary option.
Yeah. I mean, he's never been a very efficient player.
Right.
That's the
Yeah,
problem.
that's
Like, I
fair.
mean, since getting traded to the Raptors, he shot 42% from the field. He shot 38% from three last year, and as in the on the Raptors, he shot 39% overall.
Yeah.
So like he has taken a step scoring wise, and his assists have doubled per game. But I think the health is the biggest problem. I mean, playing 33 games last year kind of leaves
Hmm.
a bad taste in our mouth, but I mean, we'll see this year. I feel like I didn't realize he was averaging 17 last year, honestly. And I didn't realize he averaged 18 after the trade or 19 after the trade. So, I
Yeah,
mean, but as of now, like, yeah, I don't think I think the fit is the biggest issue. And I feel like Ingram you just got, I wouldn't give up Scotty, obviously. I think he's easily the best player on this team.
hmm.
So then it comes down to like RJ and quickly. And
Pirtle,
I
and they
feel
just
like,
extended per like they
yeah,
signed Pirtle
Porto's
too.
on like a what 4 year, $104 million
Yeah,
dollar. Sorry, we didn't mention that. That was like the first thing this offseason.
yeah,
And they got Garrett Temple back. Um, so yeah, I feel like quickly is the most replaceable talent on the team. Maybe
definitely.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so our predictions are yeah, the starting five, I'll quickly give it. It's gonna be, I'm assuming the projected starting five. Quickly, Barrett, Ingram, Barnes, and Pirtle. And then off the bench you have Jamal Sheed, Grady Dick, Ochek Baji, and then Murray Boyles and Mamoukiashvili. Those second round picks like battle. And what's his name? Mugdo?
Mogbo, Jonathan Mogbo.
Mogbo.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
pretty
no,
interesting.
I don't know anything about him. But yeah, 10th, 11th, 12th man off the bench. So yeah, I mean, my hope is that this team surprises people. I'm hoping Scotty's shooting comes up. Like I feel like he's shown flashes. I feel like he shot better from three than he did last year. Like I swear in his
I
like
mean, he definitely
sophomore
has.
year,
Yeah.
he took a jump from three. But I'm hoping with like Ingram there, it opens up the floor a little bit for these guys, like Barrett, who again he also had a down year from three.
Yeah.
And then Scotty, yeah, Scotty shot like 27 last year. He shot 34 the year before. So I mean,
Yeah. That
that was his
was.
first All-Star year too. Like, that was a really good year for him. And he's down across the board in all stats. So yeah, I'm hoping with some consistency on the roster, his stats can come up a little bit. Um, yeah. So you have them at 40 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have them somewhere between 42 and 46, hopefully on the high end 46. But
If this was like an Eric Spoelstra coach team, I would be higher on him. I'm just not
yeah, Darko
like
is like
Darko. Yeah, I'm not like
it's all
he could
vibes, I
be. He's an
guess.
interesting offensive coach, but I don't think he's like gonna create a great offense out of this roster.
Yeah. Yeah, going to his third year. I'm not sure when like you kind of pull the plug on this whole thing. They also lost Masai Ujiri. We didn't
Yeah,
really
I did.
discuss that
I didn't
much,
mention
but
that. Right.
that's a big thing, I guess. But yeah, any other thoughts or we can move on to our next team?
We can move on. Yeah.
All right. Let's do let me see. How about we go to the Nets?
Let's do it. That'll
All
be
right.
quick.
Yeah, let's go to the Nets real quick. Entering Jordy Fernandez second year, just want to say he's too good a coach for this team, but here we are. They last year they had a record of 26 and 56, good enough for 12th in the Eastern Conference. Big offseason in terms of guys returning, I just want to mention. Day'Ron Sharp, they got back. Cam Thomas on the qualifying offer, $6 million. Drew Timmy came back. Zaire Williams, Jalen Wilson, and then Tyrese Martin. They also added Kobe Buffkin, Haywood Highsmith, which I thought was really nice. Terrence Mann via trade, right? From the
Yep.
Hawks?
That was in
Or,
the
yeah.
Porzingis trade.
Yes. And then MPJ. And then I just want to add on to MPJ. They also got the 2032 Nuggets first round pick, unprotected.
Yep.
So in the draft, I don't want to go over all these guys, but the main guy, I was listening to a Nets podcast, and they're very high on Igor Demon. I think he's going to start day one. He was their
Hmm.
eighth pick. He's like a 6'8", 6'9" point guard
Yep.
out of Europe. And then, of course, they
He played
traded
at
for
BYU.
D'Lo. What's up?
He played at BYU.
Oh, really? Fuck, why did I'm just fucking racist, dude. Uh, yeah, okay. And he shot well from three in summer league, I think, too. He
He
shot like
did, but he was
42% from
pretty
three
awful from three in college.
in college. Yeah. Um, I swear that recently there was some guy who was not good from three in college and started shooting well in the NBA. But I don't remember who. I feel like that probably happens a lot, but I don't know why I thought there's someone I forgot. Whatever.
I think you're
Um,
right. There are players. I forgot
yeah,
who
like it
you're
goes
talking
both
about.
ways. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so they traded for D'Lo midseason for Dorian Finney-Smith. They obviously lost him, went to the Mavs. Trendon
Yep.
Watford went to the Sixers, who we'll be covering later. Keon Johnson just got waived, which is kind of surprising. I thought he was actually like not bad for him last year. And
Yeah.
then of course they traded Cam Johnson for MPJ. Cam Johnson was on the trading block the entire year last year. I think they got a pretty decent haul. I think MPJ is great, but I think the 2032 Nuggets first round pick actually is way more valuable than that because I'm assuming
Definitely.
Jokic will be gone by then or like at the very tail end of his career. So let's, where do you want to start with in terms of like interesting things to talk about with this team? Not that there are many.
I mean, they are a team with a lot of cap space left,
Hmm.
right? I think they have the most left in the NBA because they gave Cam Thomas the qualifying offer. So I am expecting them to be kind of a trade team in the middle of the season,
With what
kind of getting
intention?
vets. Hmm?
Okay. No, I was asking like why would like what do you think they have in mind when they
Well,
trade for?
not to literally just to get assets, to keep stockpiling assets and taking on
Okay.
contracts. I think the only point they have left. Because I got again, I don't think this is a good team. I'm not expecting like I feel like this is going to be a team that starts mediocre. Like they'll be fine, like maybe 10 and 14 or something
Like
to start
last
off the
year.
year.
That's
Exactly, like
last year.
last year. Like MPJ is going to have some moments, Cam Thomas is going to have some moments. Someone gets hurt, and then the ceiling just falls off. Right? They're going to start their rookies. Like I feel like as soon as they see they're starting to do good, they're just going to put their rookie in. Like
Yeah.
can't Igor Demon play 20 minutes. And then once he's out, we'll put Nolan Traore or Ben Seraph and like all these rookies that the rookie guards, tall rookie guards who can't shoot that they drafted for some reason. They have five first round picks, which is the most insane thing.
Crazy.
And they drafted all of them.
Yeah.
They'll put Danny Wolf in, they'll put Drake Powell, and they're just going to put all their rookies in and see what they have with them. And I think because of that, this team's just going to be awful at the end of the
Yeah.
day. Like there are some interesting bets like MPJ, Cam Thomas, Haywood Highsmith, like gonna be a very like Nick Claxton. Like
He should be starting. No, I was gonna say something about Nick Claxton. There's no way he's still on this team next year. Right? I mean, why would they not trade him at this point? I feel like he's been on the
yeah,
trade block the last like 2 years. I mean, his last really good year was back in like 2023, and mainly
right.
because of Kyrie and KD. He's kind of fallen off since then.
I
Um,
agree. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know why they haven't traded for him. He's on like a decent contract, like 25 million a year, I think. They signed like a 4 year, $100 million contract last year. I'm surprised he didn't get moved this year. I'm assuming he's gone. Terrence Mann, I think, is a nice little vet to have on the team, maybe, but he's also a piece. I don't even know if he's good anymore, honestly, but I feel like he's a piece that a contender could try to trade for. Not totally sure. Um, but yeah, I feel like he's really fallen off since Clippers days. Like he wasn't great on the Hawks, Sixers, wherever. And then Kobe Buffkin, like it's weird you guys acquire him while you also have like five young point guards or
Yeah.
however many point guards you have on this team. Yeah, Daron Sharp is a nice piece. I like him. Zion Williams had a decent year last year for them. Jalen Wilson, some Nets fans are high on him.
Yeah.
Uh, But yeah, it's not not really much else to talk about for this team. I feel like a trade would be the most interesting thing that could happen. It's gonna
Yeah.
be fun seeing Cam Thomas and MPJ unleashed.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
is their offense. It's
I
nice to
think
have
a
a
good
passing point.
summary of what their season's going to be is I saw a picture today that they posted of their five rookies kind of together in media day on Twitter. And then
Yeah.
everyone in the comments was like, I are these NBA players? I've never seen a single player one of these before. Who are
Yeah.
these people? And I think that's a pretty good encapsulation of their season. My headline for them is who he play for, the game they play on
Yeah,
they
Shaq's
get yeah, like on
yeah.
they used to play on NBA, tonight
NBA
like the
10T.
T
Yeah.
yeah, NBA on
Inside the NBA.
TNT.
Yeah.
If it were a team, that's what this would be, who you play for. Like if you
Yeah.
saw any of the faces on this team, you'd be like, is this a G League player? Is this a Euro
You
League
could have done
player?
this
Or
last
do
year
they play
too,
on the
dude,
Nets? I mean,
honestly.
yeah, valid. Definitely
Like
valid.
this team to me, honestly, I know it sounds crazy. I think they got better.
How? I mean, MPJ, I guess, yeah.
If you really think about what they lost, I mean,
Uh-huh.
they traded it just Cam Johnson in reality. Like, no,
Right.
not really. Like, Trendon Watford was actually pretty good for him last year. But they brought back most of these guys. Drew Timmy,
I
I
think
thought
it's
was
more
great.
addition by subtraction with these rookies, though. Or subtraction by addition with
I
these
think Igor
rookies.
Diamond will be good for them. I think I don't know. I hope. Maybe that's me
I
hoping.
think these are all projects to the point where none of them will be positives in NBA court for at least 2 years. Like,
But you also have like, I mean, again, like Zaire Williams, another year on this team, he's been defined. Terrence Mann, I don't know, fresh start for him.
yeah. I
Like,
mean, it's
I
just
don't think
not your
it's
priority to play those guys,
sure.
though.
I agree. I agree. But you also have Haywood Highsmith. Like, why acquired Haywood Highsmith like as a trade piece, I guess,
That was
mid-season
just a salary
exit?
dump, like another.
Yeah.
I think that was, yeah, it was like a trade piece. Like, I think trading Terrence Mann, I think Haywood Highsmith, both these guys are going to be gone mid-season. Like,
No.
for a contender, like Haywood Highsmith goes to the Nuggets randomly for a second round pick. Fun,
Fuck,
bad,
dude, that would suck for me. Why?
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, fine. Let's go on to the predictions. What is your, they won 26 games last year. What do you think you're gonna win this year?
Yeah, I think they're going to be 25 and 57.
Oh, perfect. I had my range of 23 to 27.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so right in the middle of that. I think their floor is 16 and 66, worst team in the East. I think their ceiling is 32 wins. Like
Yeah.
somehow Cam Thomas is like 27 points
See,
per game.
okay, here's the thing. See,
Yeah.
I think Cam Thomas has realized that he has to expand his game. All
Hmm.
right, because he's been scoring. We know he scores in his sleep, okay? But he's still not getting paid. Maybe he's
Yeah.
gonna try playing defense. Maybe he's gonna take a leap as a playmaker. Maybe MPJ is gonna stop listening to Andrew Tate. Like, I don't know. Maybe one of
Yeah.
these interesting things will
Yeah.
happen and these guys take a step. Um, I don't know. That's all I really
Yeah.
have to say about
I would say my X factor for this team, like if they were to be interesting, would be any of the rookies. If just like one of them is good, like one of
that.
them is like a second, like a first team all rookie, like lock. Like if any of them are like one of those guys, I
Yeah.
will be interested. And I think that that would like you need a centerpiece. There is no centerpiece on this roster at all. Like there's no one to focus on for the future. Cam
Yeah.
Thomas, again, you're not paying him. So like you obviously have no interest in keeping him. Or if you do, you want it on like the small contract. There's nothing you're really focusing your roster around. And I don't think Edward Demon is the answer to that, but maybe he can be.
Oh,
And if that's the
who
case, that's
knows?
a win. Like that's the goal of the season. Can you find your guy?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
felt like for the Jazz, like very similar boat. They had a lot of young guys last year, like Filipowski, Cody Williams, Collier,
Yeah. They found something
and they
for
found in something in Filipowski. They found something in Collier who
Collier, yeah, not bad.
they found Cody Williams played good in summer league. Like
Summer
those
league, yeah.
guys, something can turn out of them. I feel like that's the goal for the Nets this season. They're going to be awful though.
Yeah. No, I agree. So I guess we're kind of in agreement that yeah, 25 wins and then rookies might have all I said was yeah, 23, 27 to 27 wins. Probably not significantly worse than they were this year.
Hmm.
Rookies might impress and MPJ and Cam Thomas might try to prove themselves. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what team do you want to move on to?
Want to do the Celtics?
All right, let's do it. You want to start off or do you want me to give the intro? What do you think?
Yeah, I could do the intro. Last
Cool.
year, obviously, the Celtics, one of the contenders in the East, second seed with 61 wins, 21 losses. They're over under this year, 41 and a half wins because of some serious roster changes. Lost in the second round to the Knicks after blowing two straight 20-point leads. And Tatum tearing his Achilles, sorry. So he's probably out for most of the regular season, if not all of it. He's been
Seems like
kind of hinting, yeah, he's
I
been kind of
saw
hinting
that.
at
Yeah.
recovery, seeing if he can come back during the season. I think it's highly unlikely. But
Good.
yeah, it does seem like, and then obviously they trade away Drew Holiday for Anthony Simons. They trade away Porzingis for basically nothing. They traded for Jordan Yang, who they traded promptly later. So this is a roster that lost all of their players. Like Drew's gone, Porzingis gone. They lost Luke Cornett. They lost Horford, most likely who's going to go to the
Hopefully.
Warriors.
Yeah.
So and then in return they gain Anthony Simons, Chris Boucher, Luca Garza, um, another guy from the Wolves. I forgot Josh Minot,
Josh
I think.
Minot. Yeah,
Yeah,
Josh Minot, whatever his
like
name is. Yeah.
there's just not a lot of talent on this roster. Like their bigs are Luca Garza, Neemias Queta, and Chris Boucher, and their wings are
Garbage.
Jalen Brown, Hauser, and then who else?
No, their wings are a huge issue. Yeah, like that's something I talked about in my
Yeah,
thing. Like if a one or a two basically gets injured, you're fucked.
that's
Yeah, one through
like
three, honestly.
who
One
is
through
this team
five.
starting
I don't even
lineup?
know.
I think you start JB at the four at this point, and Hauser,
Oh, really?
Pritchard,
Yeah,
Derek
I
White,
mean,
like
I
all of
have
those
Hauser
guys.
before. Isn't Hauser taller than JB?
Yeah, but JB's stronger. I just feel like he makes more sense as the four.
Okay. I have a couple of things I want to talk about with this team.
Yeah.
Just a couple storylines I want to go through. So first thing would be, does Jaylen Brown take that next step?
Mhm.
Um, there's been all these casuals say he's the best player on the team. That's fucking bullshit. Tatum is like miles better.
Right.
Um, as a
On
playmaker,
this team, he's the best
defender,
player.
huh?
On this team, he's the best player.
Of course, yes. When
Yeah.
Tatum is on the sideline, Jaylen Brown is the
Yes.
best player in the Celtics. It's gonna be the playmaking, I think. I mean, the scoring, yeah, no shit. I mean, Jaylen Brown's averaged 27 before. He's gonna have to do something similar or more. It's gonna be a Herculean effort to even get these guys
Honestly, I think the
like to the
scoring is a
plate.
big thing too. Like he did drop off a bit as a scorer last year. His 3-point shooting was pretty terrible.
It was bad, yeah. No one
But
talked
I
about it.
think
He
if
was
he can
bad the
show
entire year.
himself to be consistent first option, I think that's a big step. Like even just as a scorer. If he can average like 28 points a game efficiently, that's pretty impressive.
That's not gonna happen. I don't see it happening, especially because now he's gonna be guarded like the number one option. And in general, like yeah, it always goes. People overlook Jaylen Brown's bad performances, but now it's he's gonna be right underneath the spotlight. So a couple of stats after Tatum's injury last year, Jaylen Brown had a 12 assist game, and then he had in Game 6 7 turnovers and 6 fouls, fouled out. So we need the first version of Jaylen Brown for this year. He has the scoring responsibility, but also like they lost Drew Holiday, which is a big part, and they lost Tatum. So the way this team is constructed is like there's not one elite playmaker on the team. Everyone's a very good playmaker, and you lost two very good playmakers. Jaylen Brown was probably the worst playmaker out of the top four. So he and Derek White obviously have to assume responsibility to make up for that for this team. Derek White, again, will have to take a step as a second option scorer. Derek White's efficiency fell off last year, and I think a big part of that was due to Drew Holiday's fall off and Porzingis's just like injury. Like it was weird. It was a weird year for Porzingis. He was out for a lot of the year. So I think yeah, that's a big part. Derek White has to like he has to average like 20 if they want to have a chance to win like 40 plus games to me. Like I don't know who else
How did
can do
his
that.
efficiency fall off? It wasn't that bad.
What, Derek White's?
Yeah, he just shot more threes, it felt like, and he, made them pretty
I thought he
similar,
shot
right?
way worse from three, no? Or
It
no,
was
I
like,
didn't do way
but like
worse.
he shot 9 compared to 7 and hit 38%, 30,
Yeah.
40%. Like I thought it was pretty good, like
And then
overall.
from the field, it's like 44%.
But that was just because he was
But
shooting
as a
more
result
threes,
of
it
his
felt
three.
like. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I felt like in the second half of the year, Derek White's really tapered off. I could pull up the stats actually,
Yeah,
but
let's see it.
I want to see
You
this.
might be right.
And that would kind of coincide with injuries, right? Let me see. I'll go from the last, from like the, okay, you played, I don't know how many games you played. I'll go from like the new year. How about that?
Okay.
Um, you know, let's see. I mean, he shot 43%, 44% from the field and 38% from three
That's pretty much his
versus,
stats.
yeah, low key.
I mean, he was definitely disappointing in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, and then the first half he shot 45 and 39. So like, yeah, a little bit of a drop off. But yeah, maybe I'm just we're thinking of the playoffs when I wrote this. But it just felt I mean, either way he's gonna have to take a step up. And if the if his efficiency falls when he's taking two more threes, that's not a great sign. No, his playoff stats are good.
I meant against New York
What?
specifically, but honestly, pretty good too.
Average
Yeah.
19,
20,
46,
42.
39. Yeah.
Yeah, he had good
But
playoff stats.
either way, he's gonna have to take a step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And then
definitely.
Peyton Pritchard, after winning Sixth Man of the Year, like, is he a starting level point guard? I'm not totally sure. But it's interesting that they choose to start like if I asked you at the beginning of last year who was better, Anthony Simons or Peyton Pritchard, what would you have said?
Good question. Probably Simon's last year, but end of beginning of this year, I'd say Pritchard.
You'd say Pritchard. Yeah, I feel like it's like they're quite similar and they're
Hmm.
very close in terms of skill, but I think they're gonna give the start to Pritchard. But he's gonna have to prove himself, I guess is my point.
Okay.
So because I don't know if he's a starting caliber point guard. And
Yeah.
can he run an offense is another question. Like I think you know he's very skilled as a scorer. But I think the playmaking, I feel like we just haven't seen a lot from him because he
Yeah.
oftentimes I think Tatum plays with that bench unit, or either Tatum or Brown plays with him a lot on the court because the Celtics have that luxury of playing like two of their starters with the bench most of the game.
Yeah.
Uh, So that's another question mark. And then they do have a $22 million trade exception from the Porzingis deal, which expires, I think, next July. Um, I'm not sure what they're gonna what they're gonna use that for,
Yeah, I mean the thing is,
but
they're still the fifth most expensive team in the league after all
yeah,
these deals. Like,
after
I don't
all that,
know how much flexibility they even have then to like the exception. Can they really absorb any contracts? I still don't know.
yeah. So that's a big question mark for them. And then I think front court problems. You're losing Porzingis, Cornette, and Horford.
Yep.
Cornette became one of the best backup bigs in the league last year. And now you've turned that into, I mean, Cato's already on the team, then Boucher and Garza. Boucher is not bad. The Miss Kid actually wasn't terrible for them too in limited
Yeah.
minutes last year. And then you have Luka Garza. It's just this team is very, very shallow.
Very
And
shallow.
even the t even the top of their team isn't great. Like you have three bench level guys. Like Hauser, Pritchard, Queta. I mean, Pritchard is excellent, obviously, but like they're all bench guys from last year that are starting now. And then off the bench, you have Simons, Boucher, Luka Garza, who doesn't get minutes, didn't get minutes on the Timberwolves. And now Jordan Walsh maybe is your ninth
Yeah.
man. Like that's the
He's
best you can
my
do.
he's my X factor for the team
Jordan
because
Walsh is your X factor.
I couldn't find anyone, dude. Like everyone's kind
Wow.
of, I mean, you could say Peyton Pritchard, but I
Pritchard,
think
I
the
feel like could be an
biggest
easy X
problem with
factor.
this team is their wing depth and I mean, their front court depth as a whole, right? Like you have at least Boucher and Keda, who I think are, they are at least passable players. But I think the wings behind JB are just so bad.
It's so bad, dude.
It's so bad. Like I think if Walsh can show that he's like a legit NBA player, can like play minutes and be an offensive player out there, like can do anything on the offensive end, even as a catch and shoot guy, or like he has obviously very long wingspan, like rangy defender, has played well in the G League. Like if he can show he's an NBA player, I feel a little better about the roster as a whole. But like at the end of the day, this is just like a very, very shallow team, like you said. Um, they're I think they're going to struggle mightily, and I have them at 35 and 47, missing the play-in.
Oh wow. I
Yeah.
had them somewhere between 39 and 43. I guess I was very high on Joe Mazzulla,
I mean, their
honestly.
over-under is 41 and a half. I'm
Oh,
a
okay.
lot lower. So
Yeah, it's a lot.
you're kind of
Oh,
right in
okay.
that range. It's just the end of the day. I think this is such a shallow team that if White gets hurt or Brown gets hurt, it's basically like a play like this is a tanking level team in my opinion. Where
Yeah. Mm.
you like they could be the Nets where they have like a guy like um Peyton Pritchard who's kind of their Cam Thomas, I guess, and nothing else. But like really the I don't think they're gonna be a good defense because of the bigs.
Hmm.
The perimeter defense isn't great with like Simons and Pritchard who are like fine but not good. Like Simons is just straight up awful. Um,
Yeah.
and
I
then I
mean,
think again the wing
mm,
depth is awful. So like who's really guarding wings other than Jaylen Brown? Maybe Hauser a little bit. Like this is not a good defense. I think they can be a passable offense, but they're so reliant on their two guys with White and Brown that I don't think they're gonna be good. And I think they're just gonna be like giving up on trying to be good. Like at a certain point, like why be mediocre with this team
that's
when you're
they have their
waiting on
own pick
Tatum?
too. Yeah.
Exactly. And you have your pick. Like
That's why
try
I'm
to
just
get assets.
yeah, I think there's a high likelihood they shut it down in the middle of the
Yep.
season and there's no reason to bring Tatum back.
And that's
It
why I
is a
think
wasted year for him. Yeah.
if you're gonna shut it down, you're probably not gonna be a play-in team. You're probably gonna be
Oh,
like a out of the play-in team.
yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that as well. But if this team somehow stays fully healthy, they don't shut everyone down, I think it's worth 39 to 43 wins.
Yeah,
So
especially in the East. But I
and
that's
Missoula
why
doesn't seem like someone who likes to lose, but
he'll probably say something like about how this season, I don't know, is a test for him to see if he can just know how to lose or some shit. I don't know. He has like weird quotes, but
okay. So yeah, that's I guess nothing.
yeah,
Yeah,
my
I
floor
put
for them
them.
was even further. I had him at 27 to 55, and
That's
Jaylen Brown
crazy.
just I don't know. Maybe that might be a little low. I'll say
Jalen
like
Brown stock's gonna go so far down if that happens, man.
yeah, and then I had their ceiling of 47 and 35. I just don't think it's a really
That's a
talented
high
team.
ceiling too. Like I feel like yeah, I have a much lower ceiling but a much higher floor, I guess, than you.
Yeah. Because I mean,
Um,
again, they could just be a good team, and the East is just really awful.
that's what I'm thinking, right?
But I
Like
don't think they're going to be that good.
they'll be better than the Bulls.
Maybe,
They're better than the Wizards.
maybe. Well, definitely the
Maybe
Wizards. The
better
Bulls
than the
could be
Wizards.
interesting, dude. I don't know.
Better than the Hornets.
Yeah,
Okay. What other shitty team can I compare them to?
Nets.
Nets. That's four. So, and then you think what's it called that we just talked about are gonna be better than them? You think or the Raptors will be better than them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a deeper team. I like the young guys on the roster a little more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see. It's still the Celtics, and they were able to win several games last year when their guys rested. Like they would rest
But
Tatum
they
and
lost four guys, dude. Like it's not just like
yeah,
you're thinking
I
about it.
know.
It's not just Tatum getting hurt. It's Drew. It's Porzingis. It's
Horford
Horford,
too.
and it's Cornette.
That's
That's a
crazy,
whole
right?
starting lineup right there.
Even
Gone.
with Tatum back, where does this team land? Is
I
the
know.
question.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think they would be like a top four seed, but I don't think or top five seed maybe, but not like anything. Not a contender.
The defense is like the biggest thing, right? Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be fucking atrocious. I mean, look at this team. Jaylen Brown's not even that elite of a defender. I mean, especially by himself.
Right.
Like, yeah, Pritchard, White, Jalen. Like Pritchard can't guard. White and JB, sure, and then Hauser and Kata, and then off the bench you have Simons and Garza, Jordan Walsh, Boucher, sure, he's a good shot blocker, but that's cool. That's wild. Okay. Uh, let's move on. Let's just do the Knicks.
All right.
We'll save the best for last, most interesting for last.
Yep.
Okay. So last year, Knicks, we're entering Mike Brown's first year, so they fired Tom Thibodeau. Some big news. Last year, 51 and 31. We all know they beat the Celtics, which is very impressive in 6 games. They would have beaten them regardless of the Achilles injury to Tatum. Lost to the Pacers in 7 in heartbreaking fashion. And then I would say
In
that
six, I think. I
was
think
it
it was six.
6? Oh,
It was
okay,
six
never
games,
mind.
yeah.
Oh, never mind. Okay, sorry. Lost to the Pacers in 6 in heartbreaking fashion. And yeah, Tyrese Halliburton had what, like the first, that was the first game, right?
Which one?
Which game? Tyrese hit some crazy shot against
Oh yeah, it
Indiana.
was game one. Yeah.
That was game 1, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That
There's
was
one where
the
everything.
hit the back of the back
Yeah,
or back of
yeah.
the rim and
It,
then bounces in.
it sent it to
Insane.
overtime, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah.
they went.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, they lost to the Pacers last year. It's still, I think you might like, how did you feel about that run?
I was inspired by it. I mean, like to beat the Celtics is crazy. I never would have expected that outcome going into that series. I thought the Celtics would beat them in like five,
Yeah.
especially the way like the regular season matchup was between the two teams. Like the Celtics dominated. Um, I thought, obviously the Celtics were disappointing because they just couldn't shoot the three and they kind of settled into bad shots, especially late. Like they had the 20-point leads. They were the better team. But they gave it away every time just
Yeah,
by
exactly.
settling and just not having the poise. And I felt like the Knicks had the consistency and the poise. And I think the Pacers were just a better team. Um, again, depth is a problem with this roster. I think they addressed that at least a little bit. Um, and with adding Yabusele, which we haven't mentioned, they added Brogdon and they added Jordan Clarkson. Like those are three guys who I think two of them are like, guys who could maybe enter the playoff rotation. And then I'm not sure about Clarkson yet,
Oh, I
because
think
he's
Clarkson's a
struggled.
playoff guy, man. I don't know. I think you need like, especially when the offense goes so dry, you could use a guy like Clarkson.
Yeah, yeah, fair. So
But I
this
asked
was
that
an
because
interesting
like
team.
for me it was not the opposite, but like you said, the Celtics blew 2 leads. I think that says more about the Celtics than the Knicks.
Fair.
And then they barely beat the Pistons. Like I think the total number of points they
Right.
beat the Pistons that was like five
I
or
think
something.
that just showed me the Pistons were legit though, instead of
Sure. I mean, but also like they were legit meaning what? Like what
that
how good
they
were the Pistons?
I think that yeah, they were probably better than every
Boston.
other first round team. Well, no, not Boston. I mean, Boston still put up a better fight than the Pistons. Like two of those games went to
5
overtime,
points is yeah, that's true.
other than game six, which was awful. But that
It
was,
just feels like the
Tatum was
Knicks
hurt.
won't break through. Like it just feels like this team is not like every time they have all the pieces and it just feels like they're not good enough.
I,
But
I mean,
yeah,
speaking of, my headline for them is that this is the biggest season in New York history in the 21st century. Like,
I 100% agree. Yeah. Yeah.
when it comes to basketball, so I don't know much about baseball or whatever. The Giants, sure.
You said New
But
York sports history, right? Because I feel like 2001 was a pretty big year for them.
yeah, my
Yeah.
bad.
Very
I
good.
said season, so I guess that's what I mean. But
Yeah, season hadn't started back then.
season exactly, yeah. Season
Makes
starts
sense.
in October, no, right?
Not September. Okay, wait. Real quick. a couple other things about last year. I thought Cat had a great debut season with the
Yeah,
Knicks. One problem was when the playoffs came around, and even like I think in clutch time in regular season, like their offense became pretty predictable.
definitely.
They go to Jalen Brunson down the stretch every single time and let everyone kind of space out. He just goes ISO. And the Cat doesn't touch the ball, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And I think them firing Thibodeau and bringing in another defensive-minded coach in Mike Brown, but who's likely to switch it up offensively. And I think the Knicks did a great job this offseason of adding bench pieces that a coach like Mike Brown would actually utilize versus Tom Thibodeau. You know, he doesn't go past like six deep in the playoffs. So just going over that, they got Mikal Bridges back on an extension. They added Clarkson, Brogdon, Yabusele, all three amazing pieces, honestly. That like if my team got one of those guys, I would have been happy with that. But Yabusele and Brogdon especially, I feel like those two. We don't even talk about Malcolm Brogdon anymore, dude. But
That's what I
we
mean. I
have to
feel
make
like my standard, because maybe because I'm an OKC fan, like my standard for role player is pretty high.
okay,
The
bro.
only one I'm like super inspired by is maybe Brogdon. I feel like Yabusele and Clarkson are both pretty flawed. Um,
Yabusele, I think is nice off the bench. I don't think that's like
yeah, it's not
he'll hit some
bad.
shots. He'll dunk on you. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's a great defender though, is he?
That's why, yeah. I'm
But
not like sold
yeah,
on his defense. I think he can hit threes at an okay level, rebound, be a big body.
yeah.
But again, and it's definitely better than like I think Mike Brown's actually gonna play them, which is important.
Yeah, yeah, that's the big, and
And
especially the regular season, like the
like
wear
Josh
and
Hart led
tear
the league
eventually
in
gets.
minutes, I felt like, I think.
Yeah, and I guess a couple of storylines. One that we already covered. There's definite pressure on this team to make the finals this year. They made the
Definitely.
conference finals. It was a great accomplishment, and now there's literally one team standing in their way of making the finals. It's just the Cavs. Every
We'll
other
see. We'll
team
see.
is a tier or two below this. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, who do you think else?
I'm not saying that I'm not sold
Is
on
it?
any team. I do think they're the
Oh,
second best team, but I think there are teams that could give them a fight. Sure. I think Orlando.
what Magic and Hawks
I
preview?
think Detroit. I
Oh, yeah,
think, and I think Atlanta. Yeah, all three of those teams
yeah.
could be legit conference finals contenders.
Okay. Well, again, I still think like sure you could say if you break it down like that, yes. But given the playoff pedigree in the last
Right.
few years, they have a
I just
ton of
don't
pressure.
like, strangely enough, which wasn't the case, but I thought the Cavs and the Celtics were as high a tier when it came to the East. Like them separating, like I didn't think a team other those than those two could make the conference finals. Obviously, that's not the exact opposite of what happened. But I
Yeah.
think in this case, in this year, I think it's the Cavs and everyone else more or less. Like I think
Okay.
the Knicks could definitely be lose to a team like the Hawks to the um
Wow. Okay. Well, they did before too. So,
yeah, exactly.
um,
Different team, but yeah.
it's a different team. It's a different team, and I think there's a couple things to talk about, right? One is Mikal Bridges. He had a terrible shooting year last year. He shot 35% from three. I don't know if that's a career low, but it was bad. He changed
Mhm.
his form, whatever.
Right.
21% on above the break threes, which is
Yeah.
terrible.
It was like
Um,
basically like left corner, nothing. So
yeah, it's weird. And then I think again, it's just the wear and tear of these guys. We saw it in 2024. We saw it in 2025 as well. And then their offense getting predictable. I feel like when you if you change the offense up of this team, like you look at these guys, all five of the starters are very, very competent offensive players, including Josh Hart in this system. He's a
yeah,
competent offensive
definitely.
player, right? And I think Yabusele fits like not that Yabusele plays like Josh Hart, but I feel like if Josh Hart can fit so well in the system like this, Yabusele's skill sets will also be utilized to the best they can in terms of
Yeah.
shooting wide open shots and getting to the rim. So that's why I guess I'm high on Yabusele's fit. But in general, I feel like the team is super deep this year. And then if you don't overplay these guys in the regular season and you get like 53, 54 wins, that's enough for like a one or two seed. You should be pretty primed for a good playoff run. And I think the talent is just too good. Like the talent, the top five of this team blows out any team other than the Cavs, in my opinion. Like just those guys. Again, you can get to like the X's and O's, and you can get to like playoff like the certain matchups. You can get to like Trae Young's performance versus versus the Knicks in previous years, sure. But just looking from Brunson, Bridges, OG, Cat, Hart, and even Mitchell Robinson, like that's an elite five, like six-man team, right?
Yeah.
And then off the bench, again, you have Malcolm Brogdon, Gershon Yabusele, Jordan Clarkson, and then Deuce McBride. Like those are
Yeah.
really, really good players. And then again, if Tyler Kolek decides to take a step up, that's great. Whatever. Um, I think I don't know. I thought this was really very, very good offseason from this team. And I think
Yeah,
having
I
Mike
agree.
out there as well is also really nice.
No, I agree. I mean, the guys that they got were very impressive, considering the leeway they had when it
Yeah,
comes to like their cap flexibility. Um, I do question, like, I'm not sold on them being like elite guys who are going to add to their depth. Like, I think they're like some of them could be as replaceable as Campaign was. Like, I'm not sold on like Jordan
hold
Clarkson.
on.
Like, I think he's legit as good as Campaign at this point. I'm not like super sold on him being
That's
a,
crazy.
bro, he
Wow.
was like barely playing on the Jazz. Like, I know they're young
Yeah, I'm
guys
trying
and
to
like,
lose too, and they have a lot of
yeah, right.
young guards on the team. Like,
Like I get that, but I just don't think he's that great.
I think he's better than Campaign. Campaign can average like 16.
Fair, but also campaign showed up in big moments for them, um, for the Knicks in the playoffs. So yeah, I do agree. I think Mike Brown, I think you're giving not giving him enough credit as an offensive coach. Like we've seen with the Kings, they were
Oh
an
yeah,
elite offense. And maybe like they kind of turn into more of a Kings style offense where Cat kind of becomes like a
that would
post
be
hub.
great.
And Jalen Brunson becomes like that guy, like Fox, just coming off screens and running into mid-range shots, getting to the rim. Like I feel like there's a good system that could be in place, and Cat like becomes more of a facilitator because he does have the passing
He did that
chops.
in Minnesota too. I feel like
Right.
toward the end of his thing in Minnesota, he was becoming a better playmaker in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. So,
So
what do you
I,
think?
yeah, I was gonna say my X factor for this team is Malcolm Brogdon because he could be like an elite playoff player, like not elite, but like an elite role player for this team. He two
Yeah.
years ago he was the sixth man of the year. Like it was not that far away.
Yeah.
Um, But he again, last two seasons, he's averaged he's played a total of 63 games. So and pretty like, not useful for a lot of teams. I'm sure the
Well, he's
Celtics
on
system
shitty
kind of
teams.
right.
Yeah. He's on teams that don't matter. So,
So I think if he can like legit be a player, this team is scary. Like I think they're right next to the Cavs if he's like there.
yeah. Oh, I'm
And
sure if that's your only like thing, I feel like yeah, I feel like Malcolm Brogdon will show up. This
yeah,
he's taking 2 years off, and now he's gonna be back on an actual good team that needs him to produce. I have like a couple concerns. The first concern would be just they have too many guards on this team. If you look at their bench, Josh Hart, I guess he can play he plays
he's not
everything.
a guard. He's
But
like a
you, yeah,
three,
but you
four at
also
this
have
point.
Deuce, Clarkson, and Brogdon as
Yeah.
your next few guys, and the Yabusele, yeah, sure. You might have to get a backup big. You have Mitchell Robinson and Cat, and I think it's likely they actually start go big to start. Like I think I've heard,
Really?
yes, Josh Hart has even alluded to it,
Huh.
that they might start. I listened to a Knicks insider talk about that they're high on like starting Mitchell Robinson with
Okay.
Cat because this starting five with Hart instead of Mitchell Robinson actually had a negative net rating
Right.
after January. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe that's because Mikhail's not making shots, and maybe the floor might even shrink a little bit with Mitchell Robinson there instead of Josh Hart. So I don't know how much that would help, but we'll see what.
I mean, I think their defense could be good, like really good that way, like top 10 if
Yeah,
Mitchell Robinson starts. So that's really interesting.
I think getting another wing maybe off the bench would be their best bet. Like a defensive, like a literally another Mikal Bridges slash OG Anunoby type wing off the bench, or like trading for Haywood Highsmith even might be nice for this.
That would be a good, yeah, addition for sure.
Yeah.
I think the thing is they're gonna play Josh Hart. I mean, maybe not with Mike Brown, but
Yeah.
Miles Bridges, OG, and Josh Hart, those three are gonna play like around 40 minutes. Like they're all gonna be on the court
I
at some
doubt it.
point.
40
At
minutes
some
sounds
point.
absurd. Like
But they're
that's
all
a
gonna be
tough
like they're
thing.
not gonna. I feel like they're not gonna play anyone without those one of those guys on the roster,
One
on the
of the
court.
oh sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I think they have enough wings in that case.
Yeah. It just becomes a little repetitive. I feel like Deuce is better than Clarkson for sure.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
Brogdon, if he's as good, like Brogdon at his best is better than Deuce to me. He's an
Yeah, for sure.
excellent playmaker and he can score. Like he's a super efficient scorer. Like
Yeah.
Brogdon is really good.
That's what I'm
Like
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Brian
If he's my
Brogdon was
X
a
factor,
really
he's
good
my
player.
X factor for sure.
Yeah. So that's like a very underrated sign. I feel like no one has talked about that. That's a very, very, very underrated signing. Um, I can't believe we can get him we can get him either. Um, because he's
Can't do
worth
anything
nothing.
unless Kuminga's done, I guess.
Dude, right? Okay, whatever.
Gotta wait till October 1st.
I think he's gonna like the Warriors apparently have like the Warriors players are kind of like I don't know, uncertain about how Kuminga will like playing with them, even though Kuminga and his agent said, if you guys give me a player option instead of a team option, I'll be bought in to helping
Yeah.
Steph win his fifth championship. I don't know.
I
What's
swear
your
Kuminga's
record
been
pick?
brought up like every
Every podcast?
episode.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. Look
yeah,
at it, bro. What's
yeah.
your record prediction?
I'm pretty high on them. I think they're gonna be 55 and 27, so either a 2 or 3
All right.
seed in the East.
Yeah.
And then I think their ceiling could be high. It's like 62 wins. I don't think they're going to get there, obviously. But their
Yeah.
over-under is 52 and a half. They won 51 last year, and I think they got better. And the East
I
got
think
worse.
they
So I
got
don't think
easily
they,
blown through that. Yeah.
yeah, I think they should be over pretty easily as well.
I had 53 to 57, so you're exactly in the middle again.
Yeah, nice.
What I'm thinking. So yeah, some notes I have here. Utilization of the regular season will help you get more wins.
Yeah.
Again, it'll also help you prep for the playoffs, just because your guys will be more rested. And they can actually afford to like sit a lot of these guys the tail end of the season because of how much depth they have. I feel like before, like Mikal's streak might end, bro. I don't know. Like they might not need to
No,
play.
they'll play him like 1 minute just to keep the
Yeah.
streak going. Like
But it was
he's
just the
been doing
point.
that.
Oh, only 1 minute works, right? Yeah. Okay.
Well, for the streak, it's 1 minute, but like
Yeah. For other stuff,
not for
it's
like all NBA or anything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Okay, yeah, and then team just, yeah, I said the same thing as you. Team just got better overall, and the rest of the East got worse, so they'll probably win a few more games. And then I am assuming the team will fit together better, and then that Bridges will start making more shots. So
Yeah, I will say like they were really healthy last year.
yeah,
Everyone on the starting lineup played like 70 games except Brunson, who played 65. So it's gonna be hard to imagine no one gets a major injury.
knock on
So
wood,
that's
yeah,
kind of like the only thing where I'm not exactly sure. Like they were really healthy and they won 51, so maybe their ceiling isn't as high as I'm thinking.
yeah. One
That
thing
would
I
be
wanted to
my
talk about is
point.
that they
Yeah.
really oh, sorry, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, no, nothing. I would just say that's like the only way I could see them falling below 52 and a half.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think again the depth helps with that,
Right.
right?
Sure. Yeah.
And another big thing is that a lot of these losses were against the very good Eastern Conference teams. Like they remember for the first like maybe 5 months of the season, they did not beat the Cavs. They did not beat
Yep.
the Celtics. Like they were
Yeah.
like, I think they were 0-4 against the Cavs and 0 and like 1-3 versus the
Like they
Celtics
didn't.
last.
I think top five teams in the league, they were like maybe won one game. Like it was
Exactly.
really bad. Yeah.
I think at least for the Eastern Conference, it'll be easier to win games. So
Yeah.
regardless of if these guys are fully healthy, you'll be winning more games. But like I said, I think they're the second best team after the Cavs, and they lost to the Cavs in the regular season by an average of 60.5 points per game last year. So they were just completely dominated by these
Yeah.
guys. And I feel like those same issues still exist for this team. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like the size issues, especially if Mitch Robinson is hurt, like that Evan Mobley and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen bring are a problem. And then yeah, and they're just defensively, it's a big. I mean, were they good defensively last year? Were they top five? They weren't top five defensively, right?
No. Definitely.
They were not. They weren't like. They were definitely top 10 though, right? The Knicks.
Let me check. I think they were like right around there, like maybe 11.
Like yeah, I don't know why I remember on a podcast I might have said 11 or something.
Um, let's see. They were ninth actually. So top 10.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
right around there.
Here we go. Yeah. So
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
know.
Defensive rating 14th. Not bad.
Geez, okay, so they're like middle of the pack defensively.
Yeah.
That's why it might make sense to start Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Um, but off the bench, it's not like they improved it. Like their signings didn't like none of these guys are defending
Yeah.
well of any of their signings. So I guess yeah, those same problems still exist. They still don't really have someone to stop Darius Garland. I mean, it's just too quick. Even Donovan Mitchell, I don't think these guys are. Mikal is not the defender he was a few years ago either.
Yeah.
Um, so it's basically just OG as their primary defender. Cat, okay, like next to Mitchell Robinson, he might be good, like
Yeah.
serviceable.
But like
But
by himself, it's pretty
no.
awful.
Mm-mm. So yeah, I guess we're in agreement though. Like this, it definitely again like from an NBA fan point of view, you'll understand if the Knicks don't make the finals. But from a Knicks front office point of view and a player point of view, like you should be making the finals this year. It's
I think
been
no,
like a few
even as
years.
a fan, like as a Knicks fan, you expect them
Oh,
to
a
make the
Knicks fan,
finals.
sure, but I mean, as an
Yeah.
NBA fan,
Oh
like
yeah, for sure.
right now, you wouldn't be surprised the Knicks don't make the finals. But if I'm
Yeah,
the front office, I am like telling these guys, like, we are doing like massive changes around here if you don't make the finals. Like,
for
yeah,
sure. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, okay. Why don't you introduce our last team and possibly like the most volatile team, I guess, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, Philly obviously had like a year from hell last year. They won 24 games, got the third overall pick in the draft, and drafted BJ Edgecombe, which was really their biggest
Hell yeah.
addition. Other than that, they lost Yabusele, gained Trent Watford. They're getting back Jared McCain, who was their rookie last year, who got tore his ACL and then was out for the rest of the regular season.
Wait, towards AC, I thought it was a meniscus tear.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, meniscus. My bad. And their over under is 42 and a half wins. So right now we're not sure about their stars. Paul George, I think, is going to be out at least into training camp, probably at the beginning of the season. He's recovering from shoulder surgeries. And then Joel Embiid, we haven't seen a lot of injury progression. Like he's been playing basketball, but like that's as much as we know. Like we're not sure his progress when it comes to like 5-on-5 or anything like that. But we have seen him, he's getting skinnier. So maybe that means better things for his health, especially the wear and tear on his legs. So yeah, and really don't know what's going on with this team. Quentin Grimes still hasn't signed yet with this roster. He's one of the restricted free agents. Him and Kuminga, who we keep talking about, are the only guys left. So I'm
Yeah.
expecting by October 1st they'll figure something out with him. But yeah, this is a very interesting roster. Obviously, you have a guy like Joel Embiid, where at his best could be a top three player in the NBA, and like he can make this team a 50-win team if he is who he
Yeah.
is. But if he's not, they're gonna struggle. We saw last year if Paul George isn't back to at least somewhat of what he was 2 years ago, they're gonna struggle. And Maxi was okay last year. He wasn't amazing. They're gonna need some like real special Maxi performances. This
Yeah.
team is really relying on their big three. If they're not good, like they're gonna have to hope their young guys are like, they're
Break
just
out
gonna have to
again.
hope
Yeah.
progression from their young guys like McCain, like Edgecombe, like Quinn Grimes. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, again, missing a combined like 134 games, their big three was definitely the reason why they were the
Yeah,
13th seed last year. Yeah, I don't know if
exactly.
you mentioned like 15 games played together is crazy.
That's
And
nuts.
then
I didn't know that.
yeah, Embiid, of course, played missed 63, PG missed 41, Maxi missed 30. Um, I think I like their additions. It feels like all three are Gershon Yabusele replacements. Like Trenton
Yeah,
Watford, Jabari Walker, and Dominic Barlow. Low-key, like combine all of them kind of turns into like a slightly less athletic version of Gershon
you combine
Yabusele.
all of them, they probably weigh as much as their shot.
Fuck, you're
But
so right. Have you seen that guy on TikTok who is in a league with Dominic Barlow? Like in a men's
yes,
league with
yeah,
Dominic Barlow.
dude,
It's funny.
Dominic Barlow looks like Wemby, like with
Like he's
Giannis
super, he's like, I
combined, and
think he
like
is like 6'10" or like
yeah,
very
but he's
tall.
like skinny 6'10", who can like run the
Yeah.
floor and everything. It's
And he
insane.
low-key looks like Wemby too, like his
Right? Yeah,
face.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so Quentin Grimes, big question mark. He really changes his team. Like Quentin Grimes, next to those three, is very, very good. Like that's an amazing, like top four fully healthy, forgetting that Paul George had a garbage year last year. So a couple storylines you already alluded to. Is Embiid cooked? Is
yeah,
PG cooked? Like, is the knee cooked for Embiid? Is PG's like shoulder overall health? Is he just podcast? I don't know. They both had procedures off season, and apparently they're both uncertain for training camp. They posted
yeah,
a video though of them both playing,
right.
which was nice. I didn't notice that Embiid had lost any weight. Was there a report that specifically said that?
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of Philly fans were feeling that way,
Okay, okay, that's
calling him
good.
Skinny Joel.
Well, that's great. And then Maxi, like you said, of course, having all the load on him, like I think he started out the season pretty strong, I think.
Yeah,
And then, but he played less than 55 games last year. He played 52 games. And the efficiency fell off. Like his three-point shooting came off. But you can't really blame the guy for it. You also just have less of a reason to like try hard when these guys are hurt.
yeah,
Well, there was a silver lining in this. Jared McCain, of course, showed a ton of promise. Rookie of the year was definitely like by far the best rookie last year out of
right.
everyone who played.
Yep,
before the meniscus tear, which sucks. But I've been watching his YouTube vlogs. Seems like he's pretty locked in. Always
that's
has a
good.
good attitude. And then again, another silver lining, VJ Edgecombe also looked good. He played only a couple games, I think, in summer league, but he
Yeah,
looked
he
good. I
got
think he had
hurt.
like 27 in his first game or second game. Looked really explosive. I think the shot will hopefully come around, but he also looks like very, very like this willing to learn. Like I like the attitude from the
Yeah,
limited things I've seen of him. They also drafted this guy named Broom. What's his first? I forget his first name. Oh,
Janai
Johnny
Broom,
Broom.
Johnny
Yeah,
Broom.
he's a
Yeah,
big man. I don't know. I don't really know much about him. They
he
also
went
have like
cra he was a college player, like real good, but he can't jump, dude. He has like an 18-inch vertical.
wow, yeah,
Yeah.
looking like me. Oh, yeah, so they have Adem Bona as well, and then Johnny Broom was drafted. Justin Edwards looked good last year. I think they re-signed him. Um, so I think the starting five, if they bring back Grimes, would be Tyrese, Quentin, Kelly Oubre, PG, and Embiid. But if they don't bring back Grimes, I would assume they're starting McCain, right?
I don't know. I might start Uber, but maybe.
No, no, Oubre would be starting regardless. I'm talking about at the two.
Oh, I would start Grimes over Drake.
No, no, if Grimes
Oh,
wasn't
yes,
brought
yes,
back.
yes, yes. Sorry. I thought you were saying if he was brought back, you would start McCain and Grimes.
Oh, no, no, yeah. Yeah. And then off the bench, again, like these guys all sound good in theory, but it's like an old aging Kyle Lowry. Drummond is fine. BJ Edgecombe, Trenton Watford. And then like I don't know if Jabari Walker's gonna be playing. Seems like more of like an injury replacement guy. One thing I did see, Eric Gordon is playing next year. He only played 39 games last year, shot 40% from three, averaged like seven a game. So if he's back healthy, could be a nice little piece if this team is like looking like somewhat serious, you know?
Maybe. I was gonna say I like a couple guys
Can you
off
hear
their
me?
bench that yeah. Oh, am I frozen?
No, I mean you're like glitching. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi too. I don't know.
No,
But
I
I
think
can
it
see
was
you.
on
Yeah,
my end
tell
as
me.
well. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say I actually like some of
Oh,
their depth pieces as well. That you haven't mentioned, like Justin Edwards, I thought really showed some light. He averaged like 10 points a
yeah,
game. He was a
yeah,
rookie and showed some real
yeah. You
shot
got
creation
re-signed.
abilities. Adem Bona, real rim
Yeah,
protector. I think he's probably gonna take Drummond's spot off the bench at this point.
yeah,
Like he's pretty big, real good rim protector, can rebound. Like there's some. I mean, again, young guy, so there's more potential there. But yeah, I think this is a good deep team. I think if the real question is Embiid, and the my headline for is do you have one left in you, Embiid? Like if because I really feel like if he doesn't have one more season here, and this is really the test run, like there
timing.
might not be anything left. If he's just probably like if he's
Yeah,
out this year, there's probably just more procedures getting done on him, and to the point where why would he want to continue playing? Like we saw this article come
yeah,
out in the offseason
yeah,
about Embiid and how much pain he's going through just trying to be on the court,
yeah,
trying to prove himself that he, is who he is, which is one of the best players in the league when healthy. And the the fact is, if he's not going to keep playing, like I don't think there's like why put himself through the endless amount of energy that you have to do to maybe not play, and I think that's what's going to keep
yeah,
happening at this point. So I'm hoping he has one season of like greatness still left in him because again, he's a Hall of Fame talent. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame for
yeah.
sure. Like he's
Oh, yeah.
like one of the best centers we've seen. And I'm just hoping that he has something left in him because again, 3 years ago he's the MVP. Um,
hmm
it wasn't we're not
2 years
that
ago,
far
he dropped
removed.
70 on Wemby. Like this
Yeah,
guy
like a
is
year and a half
unbelievable.
ago, he was averaging 34 points a game on 33, like
Insane.
36 points in like 35 minutes. Like he
He's
is
shooting like 70% from mid-range or some ridiculous number like that.
like
Like,
when healthy, he's probably the best. Like when in his prime, he was probably the best scorer in the league,
yeah,
legitimately. So I'm hoping that he's going to be somewhat healthy, maybe play 40, 45 games instead of
yeah.
30, but like 40, 45 games where he plays legit good,
Dude, he
like
played
he's back to
19
himself.
last year. That's so
That's what I'm
bad.
saying.
That's terrible. Yeah, last that 2024 season is crazy.
It's insane.
35 points a game, shooting 39% from three.
And then he
And
tore
then
his meniscus.
yeah, that sucks.
Against who? The Warriors.
I know, I know. It was
Yeah.
that what Kaminga was going for the loose ball. Something I remember that play. I went to Din Fung that day. It
Oh,
was a nice home win for us. I mean, obviously, like it sucks for Embiid, but
right.
it's a good win in a shitty season. Yeah, I echo most of your thoughts. I think, like you said, PG and Embiid, like it's not going to be some season where they're suddenly healthy and shit, right? I
Yeah.
think PG and Embiid will continue going in and out of the lineup this year. I think both of them will play most 55 games. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll play that many. I do think all these young guys, again, like we mentioned, Justin Edwards, great player. And then he'll take a step up, I'm hoping, to the point where maybe he contends with Kelly as a starter on the team. I think he started a decent amount of games this year.
Yeah.
Uh, for them. I like him a lot. And yeah, I think Maxey maybe gets back into form. Hopefully Quentin Grimes comes back, but either way, VJ Edgecombe and McCain are great pieces as replacements. And then yeah, the bench guys, they're fine. I have them winning somewhere between 43 and 49 games if Embiid and Paul George play around 50 games.
Yeah. That's kind of the same boat I'm in. I have them at 44 and 38.
Okay.
I'm really hoping that Embiid's somewhat healthy. Like, we need stars in this league. Like, obviously, I really feel like there's a top four at this point who kind of like could be the MVP. And I feel like Embiid fits along those guys when he's healthy. He's one of the best players in the league. And
Yeah.
I just feel like Philly deserves a chance. So again, their floor could be, in my opinion, 28 and 54, which is a little better than last season, but
Yeah.
it again could be awful. And then I had their ceiling around 50 wins
Yeah, 50
with all
wins would
these
be
guys.
crazy for this team. Like
But
that
I
would
would
be a
be
little like
surprised.
very, very surprising to me if they're able to win that
But
many.
yeah, if you do bet on this team, I would call the number. I would just say like this is a this could go any way, and I wouldn't bet on it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping I just want Embiid to be healthy. I want the yeah, and I even want PG to be. Not that I'm a PG fan, but like it'll be nice if this team can contend.
Mm-hmm.
Just to add another team to the mix, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, anything else to add? That's all five teams. It's a good analysis.
Yeah.
Excited for the season to come. Okay, then we can wrap it up here. We'll be getting back at you guys soon. I think maybe this week we'll record again for another division. Not sure which one we're doing next. If you guys have any thoughts, let us know. And yeah, thanks so much for listening to the Change of Pace podcast. It's been great. Rohan and Sai here. You can follow us at Change of Pace Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, everything. Give us a like or email us at changeofpacepod@gmail.com. And until next time, thank you.